The day you stop chasing is the day everything you need begins chasing you. And that is the thought for today. Welcome to 7 Good Minutes. I'm Clyde Lee Dennis. Thanks for joining me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. In today's episode of 7 Good Minutes, we talk about you not having to chase the day. Enjoy. There's something beautiful about the morning when you realize you don't have to chase anything at all. The day isn't running away from you. It's not hiding behind deadlines or demanding you prove your worth before you've even had your coffee. The day is simply here, waiting for you to meet it with presence instead of panic. By the end of this episode, you'll understand why the most productive days often begin not with rushing, but with stillness, and how shifting from chasing to receiving can transform your entire relationship with time. We live in a culture that celebrates the chase. Chase your dreams. Chase success. Chase the clock. Chase the next opportunity. But what if I told you that the most fulfilling days aren't the ones where you're breathlessly running after something, but the ones where you're grounded enough to let the day unfold naturally around you? When you wake up feeling like you have to chase the day, you're already operating from a place of scarcity. You're telling yourself that time is your enemy, that there's never enough, that you're somehow behind, before you've even begun. This mindset creates a frantic energy that follows you through every task, every conversation, every moment of what could have been a peaceful day. But here's what I've learned through years of both chasing and receiving. The day doesn't need to be caught. It needs to be welcomed. There's a profound difference between engaging with your day and frantically pursuing it. One comes from a place of trust and presence. The other from fear and inadequacy. Think about the mornings when you felt most centered. I'm willing to bet they weren't the mornings when you jumped out of bed already mentally 3 hours ahead of yourself. They were probably the mornings when you took a breath, acknowledged where you were, and moved forward with intention rather than desperation. When you stop chasing the day, you start dancing with it. You begin to notice the rhythm that already exists in your life. You realize that your energy has natural peaks and valleys, that some tasks flow better at certain times, that forcing rarely leads to the outcomes you're seeking. This doesn't mean becoming passive or losing your drive. It means recognizing that sustainable productivity comes from alignment, not from constant acceleration. It means understanding that you can be purposeful without being frantic, focused without being fearful. Consider how different your morning feels when you approach it as a collaboration rather than a competition. Instead of thinking, I have to get through all of this, you might think, let me see how I can work with what's in front of me today. The shift is subtle, but transformative. The truth is, most of what we think we need to chase is actually waiting for us to slow down enough to receive it. Clarity comes not when we're running toward it, but when we're still enough to recognize it. Solutions appear not when we're desperately seeking them, but when we create space for them to emerge. Your day has its own intelligence. It knows things you don't know yet. It holds possibilities you haven't considered. But you can only access this wisdom when you're present enough to listen, calm enough to receive, and trusting enough to let things unfold. This morning, instead of asking yourself how you're going to conquer the day, try asking how you can honor it. Instead of wondering how you'll fit everything in, consider what wants to emerge naturally. Instead of bracing yourself for battle, open yourself to partnership. The day isn't your opponent. It's your canvas, your dance partner, your collaborator in creating something meaningful. When you stop chasing and start receiving, you discover that everything you need has been waiting for you to simply show up, present, and ready to engage with whatever wants to unfold. That does it for today's episode of 7 Good Minutes. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on the platform you're listening on. Until next time, let's be civil to one another out there. Thanks for listening.